Right, so hi, my name's Vic Culshaw, and I am Virtual Vic, and my hats within 1N and all the networking I attend is IT software trainer. So I am just basically a big old nerd. So a little bit about me. We have got I'm a big nerd, as I've said. I'm also a multi-potentialite, and funnily enough, everyone you meet in networking is very similar, which means you are kind of, the rude way of saying it is a jack of all trades. So you've got fingers in lots of pies. You're good at all sorts of different things, and that very often is true of entrepreneurs. So often people who I find in networking are similar as well. But yeah, have a Google on that, multi-potentialite. I've also got ADHD and autism, but I'm managing pretty well. So what else am I into? History, spiritual stuff, crystals, love my animals, and love being out in nature. So this is my wolf, Cara, who you saw temporarily earlier. And yeah, she's a beast. She's a rescue dog, and it's been an interesting little journey with her. And then hiding probably under the pictures of the team are my two little cat babies, Freya and Nixie. Okay. So Switzerland, it's all about Switzerland for me. I am, this is my parents' house in Switzerland. I absolutely love Switzerland, love the country, love skiing, love the culture. And as you can see, there I am doing a bit of après ski on the right hand side there with my beer. I try and get out there as much as I can, but I've only managed once this year. So yes, we will see. We will see. Okay, so how did I become a virtual Vic? Well, originally I was a teacher. I qualified as a teacher. I did early years teaching. I then carried on to be a deputy head. I ended up doing all the IT stuff because this was back in the day when we still had tick registers. And the introduction of school CRM systems came about while I was still a teacher. And I was actually asked to be on the design team as a teacher consultant for Sims, which is a well-known CRM system for schools. I then went on to become a data manager for an independent school, which is totally different to a data manager in corporate land. It's somebody who looks after all the CRM system basically and runs that in the background, and then progressed to be e-learning coordinator. So some of you might work with independent schools. You might know the program ISAMS, but I was one of the project manager for moving 44 schools over from ISAMS over to ISAMS, which was another CRM system. Then I kind of went a bit sideways, and I had enough of corporate life, so I decided to be a vintage Vic, not a virtual Vic, but a vintage Vic. And there I am, vintage V, and I set up an antiques barn in Hertfordshire. Unfortunately, then COVID came along and put a big X across that, so that was the end of that. And all I knew was that I was not going back to my corporate past, and I never wanted a boss again. I wanted to be my own boss. So that's what I did. I went back to my nerdy past. So what do I do? Well, IT software training, basically. So anything that you're interested in that you need for your business, but you don't know how to work, give me a shout and I will help you with the software training. I work with an awful lot of VAs doing training for them. Sometimes they'll come across a new client that has a different CRM system or a different email marketing system that they've not used before. So they need training in that. So that seems to be something that I do a lot of. There's a few examples there of the types of things that I do training in. I do an awful lot in Canva. Canva is my favoritist thing, and I do a lot of training in that for all sorts of different people. And the other thing I can do is I can stop you spending squillions of pounds on lots of different software packages. So if you have got to the point where you check your business account at the end of the month and you're thinking, oh, where's all this money gone? There's a tenner there, there's 12 quid here, there's 20 quid there. This is where all your software packages are coming out of your bank account. So who is confident in using all of their software programs across the whole system? So you might have MailChimp. Do you know how to use all the different aspects of MailChimp? You might have Canva. Do you know how to use all the different aspects of Canva? So the other thing is, are you using the best system for your business? Because a lot of the time, some of these companies will start off as a mailing system, and then they branch out into other areas, and they're perhaps not quite the greatest in those areas. The other thing that happens is sometimes they branch out into other areas and encompass another area that you need, but you don't know about it, and actually it's very good. So could you drop one of your software systems and put your money into something else? So are you spending a lot on all of your software subscriptions? Have a think about what you currently use. So think about, you've got website hosting fees, you are probably using some sort of email management, you might be using Canva, you might be using another graphic design program. There's all these sorts of things that you use in the background, and they gradually sneak up and you get extra little pounds added on. So have a little tot up in your head now. And if you feel like sharing, then do stick a number in the chat. Because there is a way I might be able to help. So I'm just trying to open the chat while I've got my presentation. I can see if anybody puts anything in there. Oh dear. Yeah. And Mark's dead right. I don't have Keep on my software list, which is one of my CRM systems as well. So yeah, just have a little think about the amount of money you're spending on all those systems that pop up day to day. And if you're interested in learning a bit more about those, then do book in a software checkup, which is also known as one-to-one, and we'll have a chat. Okay, so yeah, Susie, exactly. Every now and then you have a little look around, don't you? And you think, blimey, where have all these snuck in? It's a bit like when you pay for Netflix and then you pay for Amazon Prime and then you pay for Apple TV and you realise you only ever watch one of them. So they all sneak up, don't they? Right, so let's just stop the presentation now. Whoop. Exit full screen. There we go. So I thought I'd do a little bit of
2 minutes, Vic.
2 minutes, yeah. I thought I'd do a very quick bit of Canva training whilst I'm here, so you can see the kind of style that, of my training. So I just picked a basic presentation from Canva and then just dragged and dropped all the things across that I wanted. So it's incredibly easy to do. You can literally just pull elements across, double click in the text to change the text. You can change the size and the style, all of those things along the top. Sometimes they'll have photo frames in as well, which is really handy. So you can upload your own photos and you can just drag them across and plonk them straight into the photo areas. And my name's not Thomas, but you get the idea. One of the really useful things I like to do with Canva is add in faded out backgrounds. So I'm just going to delete the coloured background there. Let's say I'm an estate agent. Let's pop that in there. Or actually, let's go for a house, a nice house. See what we can find. So Canva has a range of clip art, what I call clip art, the graphics and photos. And if you're paying for Canva, you can use all of them for free. So let's just drag this one into the background. That's quite a nice house. And now one of the really nice tools to use is this little checkerboard up here, which is the transparency. And you can just drag that down. So it's a real fade out in the background. But it adds quite a nice element to any leaflets or social media posts or things like that that you want to do. and you can choose exactly how much transparency you want. You can also do that with any of the color boxes, any of the images, and all that kind of thing. My dog's just started barking. So I'm gonna stop there. If anyone's got any questions about Canva or anything else, I'm more than happy to answer them.